All right. It's Akilleez back here with episode 4 review. Um, yeah, man, this is probably my second most favorite episode of the season so far. I mean, it was it was it was ridiculously fun. I had a great time just the entire day. Yeah, it was indescribable. First and foremost, I'm really big into fighting games. So to have a challenge that's just totally based on fighting games and creativity, and just showing, just everything you've got, and just coming up with a game from the ground up. Just a concept was just pretty dope, and I had a ton of fun doing it. My feelings, during the day. I mean, we split in teams. J-Type was lurking through the loft early in the day. So when everybody was getting set up and stuff like that, he kind of snuck a peek at what was going on. So he kind of knew, what the challenge was going to be, or what the game was. But he's trying to keep it to himself. And I was just hoping in my head that whole morning, man. I'm like, please be Street Fighter Cross Second, please. And sure enough, man. Meredith announced that the challenge was based off the Street Fighter Cross Second, and I mean, you saw the look on my face. I was like, oh, excited. But yeah, so we get into our groups, and it's time to pick a captain. At first, I wanted to hog it. I wanted to hog the glory. I wanted to say, hey, I'm a beast at fighting games. So let me take the reins on this one. But then I thought back, and I'm like, you know what? I had my chance to shine as a leader in the third challenge, which we lost, yeah, but I think our team did well. So I'm gonna take the back seat on this one. Ninja, had the same thing. He said I was a captain, for the Twisted Metal challenge. I'm gonna, fall back on this one too. Even though me and Ninja, man, we're we like fighting games, one and the same. So we definitely thought any one of us could have done it. Quadra doesn't really like fighting games, so she took the back seat. So the only logical choice was Diddy, which Diddy hasn't had a chance to really shine and show his leadership abilities. So I think the group really just came to the consensus that, hey, it's time to let Diddy show what he's got, and as a leader. So that's ultimately why we chose Diddy to represent our team in the fight. Seeing the game in action and everything else, man, it looked really fluid. The gameplay, just everything looked really well put together. It definitely captured the essence of exactly what those two franchises have, and what they represent. So I think when the thing drops, I think it's like Tuesday or something like that. Man, guys are gonna like it. So the battle, Diddy versus J-Type. Yeah, I after round one, it wasn't bad. It wasn't as much mash action going on. I think they were really trying to get a feel of each other's, fighting style or whatever. And Diddy was rocking it. He came out with the victory on the first round, and I was really confident. He was listening to what I was telling him in the before round one, which I was telling, hey, stay away from the Tekken characters. They gotta be stronger. Use your Hadoukens. Use your range to try to just to chip away at them and keep them away. But I guess Diddy he wasn't really used to the arcade stick, so it was really hard for him to adjust. Jay just came at him, and persevered. But to those naysayers online, man, the footage you see, from him mashing, and to what you see on the screen of what the characters are actually doing, that was actually them. They were actually playing. They do have some skill outside of just mashing all 6 buttons. But that shit was funny. So J-Type gets the win. And they do their little LMFAO dance. And then we got the disadvantage. They definitely got the leg up. We don't know exactly what the advantage is, but at that time we're just like, hey, it's cool. There's 2 parts. We just kick ass on the second part and make up for it. So the Wushu Masters and doing the choreography with them, man, it was dope. I mean, they definitely knew what they were doing. They're very knowledgeable in their field. They're great teachers. We didn't have that much time to spend with them, but the time that we did have, their lesson was really clear and concise. So we were able to pick everything up very fast. Our choice to do the story first. Well, actually, excuse me. Let me back up. J-Type's choice to do the choreography first was silly. I think that was he just squandered his the advantage because it's like yeah you got the fighting down, but if you don't know your characters, you don't know what the hell you're gonna do. You're just gonna have basic generic moves that don't fit your character. So I definitely felt great when he chose that and we got to do the story because I know I'm creative and I know Diddy's crazy. He's out there with his ideas and everything else. Ninja's cool and he's creative. We just Quads is cool and shit, and we just meld everything together. With our creative juices, like Diddy said, and we came up with a good product. So the choreography was really easy to do. It was really easy to adjust. Fight time, man. Showtime. Seeing the other team go, man, we were really confident after seeing them. They don't show it, but we really like when the camera came on. We had missed J-Type in Reality's intro, so we didn't really get to see them. But we saw the girls. So from the girls, I was like, okay, they have a pretty cool theme. Kind of sounded a little familiar, but yeah, they had a good theme though. And then we saw the whole fight, and they did pretty good. Hats off to them. They definitely they kicked ass. Seeing Christy fly across the screen and tackle J-Type was pretty damn funny. So it's our turn, and I was a little nervous in the fact that because we really put a lot of thought into our characters and our backstories in the game, and making sure that all four of our characters blended and it made sense. So our bios were really long, but they were really descriptive, so that's why I think that the judges really appreciated that. Ninja's character and everything else, he caught, he got out of breath, and it's probably just nerves. I was trying to pat him on the back and just reassure him that, hey man, just take your time, just breathe and you'll be all right. And after that, he was cool. Castle. I've been constantly asked, where did I get the idea for Castle from, and the whole time we were coming up with our idea for the game. I'm from the old school era, man. Street Fighter 2, King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown, games like that. So had and I wanted to be the antagonist. I wanted to be the main bad guy. So back in those games, man, the bad guys were just freaking badass. You couldn't hurt them. They had the crazy powerful moves. The big old waves and the So that's what I wanted to be. That was already the mold that I had for my character. So I tried to stay true to that essence. We already had like an urban theme for our game, like a Street Fighter 2-esque, final fight kind of game. So I knew I had to stay true, to that mold. Growing up, man, my favorite, comic book character was the Punisher. Punisher's name, his full name is Frank Castle. So I got a Punisher tattoo right here. So that was just like, hey, Castle, boom. That's a dope ass name. Keep it dark, keep it broody. And just be the last boss. Just be a badass. So I tried to stay true to that essence of the badass last boss, man. Just Castle, he doesn't want nothing to do. All he wants to do is just destroy shit. Just break shit and just watch the city burn. So I tried to act my ass off, man, and I think I did a good job, and hopefully you guys agree. But yeah, so the fight and everything else, man. Watching it, I couldn't wait to watch it because, we knew we did a good job, but we didn't get a chance to actually watch what we did. So watching it, last Tuesday, man, it was fucking crazy. With the special, effects and everything else, it was pretty dope, man. I had a good time watching it. I must have watched my little power wave clap move like fucking 40 times already. It's fun. But yeah, elimination time comes. We win the challenge. And I think all four of us knew that we put out a better product than the other team, so we were kind of confident in that fact. And so elimination time comes. Yeah, J-Tight Ninja, man. You know, I agreed with what the judges were saying for, you know, against J-Tight. Jay he did great. You know, he won the first leg, but he didn't get the theme of the challenge, which was creativity. So I mean, if you got a chance to work on the story and work on the fighting, you work on the story first. You know, 10 times out of 10. Um, you know, so to see him go was really sad, and that's my boy. We definitely hung out a lot there in the loft. You know, he's a great person, great father to his kids. You know, family man. He's just a great person overall. So it's sad to see him go. Ninja. Let me explain from mine and Ninja's perspective on Ninja's character, because I think a lot of people it just wasn't clear the way the show was edited. Ninja was like the he was like the he was I was like Dr. Frankenstein. Ninja was like Igor. You know what I'm saying? He didn't need a personality. He was just the crazy, psychotic, you know, just dude that he just kills things. You know, he's really just evil and malicious with no reason whatsoever. And the fact that, you know, our story was, you know, I'm the leader of this gang that's taking over the city, and one day I see, you know, this dude, you know, who just goes on a rampage and starts, you know, just destroying shit because he got overcharged for food. You know, it didn't have to make sense. I mean, Voldo's story doesn't really make sense. You know, Arakune's and Blaze Blue, his story doesn't. I mean, those characters they don't really say much. You know, but you get it. You get that they're just, you know, they're just evil for no reason. So that's what we were trying to go with. I think that, you know, maybe Ninja put a little too much thought on try to make it too deep or too much, and it just worked against them. But you know, that's what we were going for, and unfortunately, it just didn't come off as well as we thought it would. But yeah, so to see him go, man, that was man, that was sad. It was some sad shit. But that was my boy. You know, again, that's another guy, man. He's a great dude, down to earth, really smart. He's a hell of a fighting game player, man. So if you guys got Blaze Blue, you want to add him, man. He'll kick your ass. He's a fucking beast at that game. But yeah, so those are my thoughts for episode 4. I'm gonna do another part to this for a Q&A because I got a lot of good questions. Shout out to everybody that's really been you know, really been positive on the blogs and, you know, on everywhere else. You know, I see it, I read it, and it makes me, you know, I'm appreciative. I mean, you guys rock. You guys are awesome. For my bro tiers over at I read it, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are funny as shit. So keep doing what you do, man. I'm gonna keep doing what I do, and hopefully, you know, it's entertaining. So, all right, y'all. Sign off and look out for the Q&A. Until next week.